Hello, Growsmarters, and welcome. Today, I want to talk to you about a very interesting article I came across in the 2020 second edition of the Growsmart newspaper, and that is on bushfires. I simply enjoyed the article. And what was more interesting about it is that they actually have a little picture of a koala bear in there. And it reminded me of a situation not so long ago. I think it was probably at the beginning of the year when Australia had a major fire again. And there was this one video clip where a lady actually saved this koala bear from burning in the fire. Now, we in South Africa have similar situations like this. 90% of the time when we have fires, unfortunately, it's the animals and the plants that are destroyed. And this is basically brought about by human beings acting irresponsibly. But there are other things also that relate to these fires. One of the things that I want to focus on is our climate and vegetation and how it actually plays a role in aggravating these fire conditions. So we know that South Africa is a subtropical region, meaning that we are situated below the Tropic of Capricorn. And here we've got basically descending air, and that descending air, as it moves down, it actually creates warm and dry conditions. But those warm and dry conditions are not always there because sometimes it gets moderated by the oceans on either side of South Africa, the warm ocean and the cold ocean currents. And we also have a very high plateau that sort of moderates our temperatures. We are a relatively dry country with an average rainfall of about less than 500 millimeters per year. While the Western Cape gets most of its rainfall in winter, the rest of the country generally gets their rainfall in summer. And this already shows you and it gives you an idea of how different the conditions are across the country. Together with these conditions, we also have the warm Mozambique Gullis current that we spoke about earlier, that skirts the east and south coast as far as Cape Agulhas, right to the south of South Africa, while the cold Benguela current flows north from the poles all the way up to as far as southern Angola. The contrast in these temperatures between these two currents play a significant role in our climate and vegetation, as well as differences in human life and also marine life. So this is the reason why, remember we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, how diverse South Africa is. And all of these conditions together creates extremely different vegetation. In South Africa, we brag about grasslands and savanna and succulent karoo and fynbos and desert conditions, etc. And each one of them has their own type of vegetation. But the conditions around South Africa creates extremely dry conditions. Don't even speak about the times when we have droughts. So if there are dry conditions, it is one of the things that can create extreme fire conditions. And unfortunately, like I said earlier on, it's normally our animal life and plant life that suffers. And you can see this little guy here was actually burned at the bottom. And this is what these fires create. So we as South Africans need to take cognizance and be aware of our climate, what we do when it is hot, when it is dry, and how we actually take precautions in not creating conditions that is extreme for fires. So next time when you make a braai or when you light a fire at home, etc., please be extremely careful because we live in a country that is extremely prone to these warm and dry conditions. As soon as you've got this, and what even makes it worse, we also have these breezes that fans your fires along. So let us think of our little animals, our plant life, and we need to take cognizance of this. Lastly, I want to end up with the following. In the article, it also states that fires are not all that bad. I want you to go and find out why you think fires are not just destructive, but it can also be very good for our environment. Until next time, keep well, grow smart, and stay healthy. Goodbye.